Hello. Am I audible? Yes. Am I audible? Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone. In physics, we have done in physics we have done theory part of kinematics, motion in 1D. Today we will discuss another topic from motion in 1D. That is equation of motions. Equation of motion. These equations will work if and only if acceleration of the body or acceleration of the object is constant. There is no change in acceleration. Acceleration is constant. In that case, we can apply these equations. U is initial velocity, or sometimes we will take it as speed. V is final velocity or final speed. S is displacement covered or distance. T is time taken by the object to cover certain distance S. And finally, we have acceleration A, which has to be constant. Acceleration A has to be constant. If we have these parameters, then we have some equations which are used to find the parameters out of U, V, S, T, or A. So first equation of motion is V is equals to U plus AT. Second equation is S is equals to UT plus half AT square. And third equation is V square is equals to U square plus 2S. In these three equations, acceleration A is positive. Now, if acceleration is negative or the object is retarded, in that case, we will have V is equals to U minus AT, S is equals to UT minus half AT square, and V square is equals to U square minus 2AX. In these three equations, acceleration A is negative. Next part is, if you want to find out the distance traveled in teeth second. In that case, formula will be S equals to U plus half of A into 2t minus 1. This will be the formula for finding distance in teeth second. Teeth second will be given into the question. You just have to put it into the formula. Understood? Let's say we have an object moving with speed 5 meter per second is retarded by 1 meter per second square. Find number one, distance traveled before it stops. Second, time taken by the object to come to rest. Third, will be nothing. All the parameters can be calculated. चलो हाँ बोलो ना. हाँ हाँ करूंगा, थोड़ा टाइम लो. हाँ 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 आ जाऊंगा मैं, फिर करता. ठीक. So how will you find out? First one, you are given with initial speed or velocity u 5 meter per second, and we want to find out the distance traveled by it before it stops. So when this object will stop, final velocity will be 0 and it is retarded with 1 meter per second square. So A will be 1 meter per second square, but it is retardation, so its sign will be minus. Now we have to find out distance. So we can use third equation, which is v square equals to u square plus 2as. But if a is less than 0, then v square is equals to u square minus 2as. This is for retardation. And this is for acceleration. So v will be 0, u is 5 to the whole square minus 2, a is 1, s is to be calculated. So 2s is equals to 25, s will be 25 divided by 2. 25 divided by 2 will be 25 divided by 2 will be what? 12.5 meter. This is first part. Now we want to have time taken by the object to come to the rest. Second part. So to find out the time, we can use first equation, which is v equals to u plus at. This will work if a is positive, and v is equals to u minus at. This will work if a is negative. That is retardation is given to you. Final velocity is 0, initial velocity is 5, minus acceleration a is 1, and time is to be calculated. So t will be 5 seconds. Understood or any doubt? Yes.
No, sir. No doubt.
Next concept is about if an object is moving in vertical direction. These equations are valid for horizontal direction as well as for vertical direction. If the object is moving in horizontal direction, the parameters will be as it is. We will not change the symbolical representation. But in case of vertical motion of an object in 1D, some of the parameters will be changed. So let's say there is an object which is moving in upward direction with certain velocity u, and it attains certain height h, and at this height there will be certain speed v or velocity v. In this case, initial velocity will be given by u, final velocity will be given by v, distance or displacement will be given by h, time is t, but in this case acceleration a will change its symbolical form to g, because in vertical direction acceleration due to gravity g will always be present, so a will be g. Now there are two possibilities for g. First one is, if the object is moving in upward direction with velocity u, acceleration g will be working downward, so both of them are in opposite sense, g will be less than 0. In another case, if the ball is coming downward, g is also working downward, so u and g are in the same direction. In that case, g will be taken as positive, g greater than 0. Now you can write the three equations again using g. So first equation will be v equals to u plus gt. Second will be, in place of s we will have h equals to ut plus half gt square, and third equation will be v square is equals to u square plus 2gh. In these three equations, g will be positive, which means velocity of the object and acceleration due to gravity both are working in the same direction. Second case is v is equals to u minus gt, h is equals to ut minus half gt square, and v square is equals to u square minus 2gh. In these three equations, g will be less than 0, which means velocity of the object and acceleration g are working in opposite sense. Understood? Let's say question is, a ball is projected in vertically up or in vertical direction upwards with speed 10 meter per second. Find number one, is find final velocity of the ball. Second, maximum height attained by the object. Maximum height attained by the ball. Time taken to complete the journey. By the last point is speed of the ball when it strikes the ground. When it strikes the ground. given ball is in vacuum, which means there is no air resistance. So in that case, if there is no air resistance, the motion of the ball will be symmetric. Motion of the ball will be symmetric means, let's say ball starts from this point and attains a maximum height h, and then it come back to the initial point. Let's say this point is A, this point is B. So its motion in vacuum will be symmetric. It means whatever will be the speed in upward direction of the ball at any point in the journey, same speed will be at that point when the ball will be returning back to its original position. Which means if I throw a ball upward in vacuum with certain velocity v, and it will go to a maximum height, there its velocity will be 0. Then it will come down again due to g with increasing velocity. And when it reach the point A again, its velocity will be same. Which means if I have given it 2 meter per second at point A, then it will go to point B, velocity will be 0. Then it will come back to point A. Then its velocity will be again 2 meter per second. If I select any random point in between the journey, let's say this point D, whatever will be the velocity of the ball at point D when it goes upward, same will be the velocity at point D when the ball goes downward. So this is what do we mean by symmetry in the motion. It also implies that time taken to reach the point A to D will be same as time taken by the ball to reach from point D to point A. Which means if I want to find out the time of complete journey, I will find out the time taken to reach the ball from point A to point B, and then I will double it because it will be symmetric. Time taken by the ball A to B will be same as time taken by the ball to travel B to A. This is true if and only if ball is in vacuum. If there is air resistance, parameters will be changed and time taken going upward and time taken going downward will be different in that case. Are you getting it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now
Yes, sir.
we have the ball with upward speed 10 meter per second. So this is 10 meter per second and no other information is given to me. So I have only one parameter, that is u, 10 meter per second initial velocity, and we need not to know the value of g because it's constant, 10 meter per second square for easy calculation. Now I want to find out what will be its final velocity when it reach at point B or at maximum height. So final velocity at point B will be 0. What will be the height or maximum possible height the ball will attain in this journey? So I want to find out h, and to get h I can use third equation, which is v square is equals to u square plus 2gh if the velocity of ball and g are in the same direction. But in this case, ball is going upward with velocity u and g is working downward. So they are in opposite direction. It means equation will be v square equals to u square minus 2gh. Now if you will put the data, final velocity is 0, initial velocity is 10 square minus 2gh. So 2gh will be 10 into 10 and height will be 10 into 10 by 2 into g, value of g is 10. This factor will cancel out, this will be 5. So maximum height attained by the ball will be 5 meter. if all the parameters are in SI unit, that is meter per second and meter per second square. Now we want to find out time taken to complete the journey. Third part. So let's find out time taken by the ball to reach from point A to point B. So we can use V equals to U minus GT. V is 0, U is 10, minus G is 10, and I have to find out T. So in that case, T will be 1 second. Time taken to complete the journey. Time taken to complete the journey. In this case, when the ball is in vacuum, time of ascent will be same as time of descent. Time of ascent will be same as time of descent. So total time will be time taken by the ball going upward plus time taken by the ball going downward. So this will be 2 seconds. Next, I want to know the speed of the ball when it strikes the ground. That is speed of the ball at its original position from where ball was projected. So speed at point A will be same as it was at point A when you projected it. So we projected ball at point A with 10 meter per second in upward direction. This time speed will be same 10 meter per second. But if we are looking for velocity at point A, its magnitude will be 10 meter per second, but its direction will be downward. Understood or any doubt? Yes, any doubt?
No, sir.
Find the velocity of a ball dropped from a height of 10 meter. So if we drop a ball from height of 10 meter, what will be its velocity when it strikes the ground? So let's say here we have ball and this is height of 10 meter, and I want to know what will be the speed at this point. So which equation we can use in it? We are given with height. So I think we can use V square is equals to U square plus 2GH, because ball is dropped, ball is not thrown. So initial velocity will be 0. So V square is equals to 2GH in that case, and final velocity will be from height as square root of 2GH. This can be remembered as a formula. So answer will be square root 2 into G is 10, H is also 10. This will be 10 root 2 meter per second. Understood?
Yes,
If
sir.
you want to find out time taken to fall from height of 10 meter, in that case we can use V equals to U plus GT, or since we are given with height, I can use second equation, that is H equals to UT plus half GT square. Initial velocity is 0 because ball is dropped. So U is 0. In that case, H will be half of GT square. So we have a formula for T square 2H by G, and T will be square root of 2H by G. So if you want to find out time, you can use directly this formula. This formula will work if ball is simply released without giving it no initial velocity. So time T will be square root 2 into H is 10 meter, G is also 10. This will cancel out. So time will be root 2 seconds. Understood? Yes, understood or any doubt?
No doubt, sir.
Next point is relative velocity. Relative velocity of an object with respect to another object. And this concept can be deal in 1D, 2D, and 3D. But to understand it simply, we will take it in 1D. So let's say this is a line for reference. There are two objects, object A and object B. Let's say this is object A, which is moving in this direction with certain velocity VA. There is another object B, which is also moving in the same direction, VB. Now the question will be, find the relative velocity of object A with respect to object B. So relative velocity, let's say this direction is taken positive according to convention. So relative velocity of object A with respect to object B will be written as VAB. VAB means relative velocity of object A with respect to object B. And we define it as VAB is equal to VA minus VB. The concept is, if you want to find out relative velocity of one object with respect to another object, then stop the object with respect to which you are calculating the relative velocity. Reverse its velocity and give it to another object for which you want to find out relative velocity. So in this case, I want to find out relative velocity of object A with respect to object B. So I will reverse the velocity of object B and I will give it to object A. So this can be explained as VAB is equals to velocity of A and velocity of the object B in reverse direction will be given to object A. So object B is moving in positive direction according to convention. And if you will reverse it, its velocity will be in opposite direction, that is minus VB. So you can have VA minus VB in this sense also. Now, let's say there are two objects, again A and B, which are moving in opposite direction to each other. Let's say this is velocity A and object B is moving in this direction with velocity B, and the convention is positive in this direction. So if you will look at the direction of velocity of object A, it is in positive direction. And if you are looking for velocity of object B, it is in negative direction. And let's say I want to find out relative velocity of object A with respect to object B, which will be written as VAB. And VAB can be calculated as, we want to find out relative velocity of A. So VA will be as it is. There will be no change in VA, no change in convention, no change in magnitude. Nothing will be changed for object A. It will be as it is. Now I want to find out it with respect to B. So I will reverse the direction of velocity of object B and I will give it to object A. So right now velocity of object B is in negative direction, because if this is positive direction, then this direction will obviously be negative direction. So velocity of object is in negative direction. If you will reverse it, it will be in positive direction. And you have to give it to object A. So this is object A plus velocity of object B in reverse direction will be plus of VB. So answer will be VA plus VB. If you want to find out relative velocity of B with respect to A, relative velocity of B with respect to A in the same case. So in this case, we want to find out relative velocity of B can be written as VBA. Because I want to find out relative velocity of B, VB will be as it is. So VB is in negative direction. So VB will be minus VB. Plus, I will reverse the direction of object A and I will give its velocity to object B. Right now, object A is in positive direction. On reversing its direction, it will be minus VA. So in that case, relative velocity of object B with respect to object A will be minus VB minus VA, which can be rearranged as minus VA plus VB, which simply implies that velocity of object B with respect to object A is negative of velocity of object A with respect to object B, because VA plus VB is VAB. So this expression implies that relative velocity of one object with respect to another object will be exactly same in magnitude, but they will be in opposite in direction. So if I have relative velocity of object A with respect to object B as 5 units, what will be the relative velocity of object B with respect to object A? So this will be same in magnitude, that is 5 units, but direction will be changed. So if it was in positive direction, then another one will be in negative direction. Are you getting it or any doubt?
Doubt, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Some authors explain it in this way that if two objects are in same direction, then to find out relative velocity, you have to find out the difference of their speed. And if they are in opposite direction, to obtain the relative velocity of one object with respect to another, you have to add their velocities. There is another way to state it. So for the same direction, you have to take difference, and for the opposite direction, you have to add them. If you will take difference, this will be the magnitude of velocity of A with respect to B as well as velocity of B with respect to A. But in that case, we cannot decide the direction. For direction, you have to go by the core concept. Let's say there is a monkey running on the train, running on the train with 10 meter per second in opposite direction that of train, in opposite direction that of the train. If speed of train is 20 meter per second, find number one, relative velocity of monkey with respect to train, and relative velocity of relative velocity of train with respect to monkey. Also find out relative velocity of monkey with respect to a person standing on platform. Also find out relative velocity of train with respect to the person standing on platform. Last is what will be the relative velocity of the person standing at platform with respect to train and with respect to monkey. Understood? This is homework for you. What was the last topic in chemistry? Yes.
Bond parameters.
Bond parameters. Okay. First question is, in which case no hydrogen bond is possible? In which case no hydrogen bond is possible? Options are HF, H2O, NH3, HCl. Which will be the correct answer? What is the condition for H bond? Condition for H bond is H bond will be formed if and only if hydrogen is connected with phone. So in this case, hydrogen is connected with F. Hydrogen bond can be formed in this case. H2O also has hydrogen bond. Ammonia will also form hydrogen bond, but there will be no hydrogen bond in case of HCl, because in this hydrogen is connected with Cl, not with F or N. So correct option will be D. Understood? Second question is the number of electrons that are shared between two atoms having triple bond. Having triple bond. Option A 7, option B 6, option C 5, option D 3. So if we have only one bond, one single bond between atom A and B, one electron will be given by A, another electron will be given by B. So in single bond, number of electrons are 2. Similarly, if we have double bond, how many electrons will be there in case of double bond? Number of electrons will be uh, one single bond has 2 electrons, so 2 bond will have 4 electrons. And if we are having triple bond A, triple bond B, in that case, number of electrons will be, for one single bond we have 2 electrons and there are 3 bonds, this will be 6. This will be 2 into 2, this will be 2 into 1. So correct answer will be B, option 6. Understood? Yes or no? Okay, next question is, in which of the following in which of the following octet rule is not applicable? Options are option A alkali earth metal, option B alkaline earth metals, option C transition elements, and option D p block elements. In option A, it must be alkali metals. Which will be the correct option? Octet rule is not applicable for which of the following? Yes, any idea? According to me, transition elements have d orbital and they can expand their octet. Same is true for some elements of p block. For example, sulfur. Sulfur can form either 2 bonds or it can form 4 bonds. So octet rule will not be applicable for some of the elements of p block as well as for transition elements also. Understood or any doubt? Next we have find the number of unpaired electrons. Find the number of unpaired electrons in nickel plus 2 ion. Option A is 1, option B is 2, option C is 3, option D is 5. What is the atomic number of nickel? Anyone? Atomic number of nickel.
$28.
27 नहीं होता, 28 होगा.
28.
कोबाल्ट का 27. Its electronic configuration will be AR 4s2 3d6 and 2 electrons are given, which means Ni plus 2 will have AR 4s0 3d6. So if you will look at the d subcell, in d subcell we have 5 orbitals, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and there are 6 electrons. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. So how many unpaired electrons are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Interesting. 4 is not in the option. होता ना भाई निकेल पक्का. $28 होता. Answer will be 4 then. Number of unpaired electrons will be 4. So one of the option must be 4. Let's say this is 4. So correct option will be C option. Understood? This is an interesting question. The molecule that contain both ionic and covalent bonds are option A is KCN, option B is H2O, option C is H2O2, and option D is NaCl. So what do you think? Which molecule will have both type of bonds, ionic as well as covalent bonds? Yes. Anyone? Okay. In NaCl, we have ionic bond only. In H2O2, we have covalent bond only. In H2O, again covalent bond only. So correct answer will be KCN. In KCN, we have, let's understand KCN. In KCN, we have K plus Cn minus. So if you will look at Cn minus structure, this will be like C triple bond N with minus sign. So there are ionic interaction between K and C and covalent interaction between carbon and nitrogen. So KCN is the molecule which has both type of bonds, covalent bonds as well as ionic bonds. Yes? Any doubt? In case of PCl5, molecule P is option A, sp2 hybridized, option B, sp3 hybridized, option C, esp2 hybridized, or option D, sp3 hybridized. So what will be the hybridization of phosphorus P in PCl5 molecule? PCl5 is PCl5 is P 3 Cl atoms in plane and 12 atoms in perpendicular direction. So if you will look at number of sigma bonds on phosphorus, they will be 5. Lone pair on phosphorus will be 0. So steric number will be sigma bond plus lone pair, that is 5. And in that case, hybridization will be sp3d. So correct answer will be sp3d, which is option B. So this will be option B. Understood or any doubt? Yes, any doubt? Next question is O2 2 minus ion is isoelectronic with option A sulfur, option B F2, option C N2, option D Cl2. First of all, what do you mean by isoelectronic? Isoelectronic means same number of electrons in different species. If we have different chemical species with same number of electrons, then they are known as isoelectronics. So how many electrons will be in O2 2 minus ion? For O2 2 minus ion, we have 2 oxygen atom, and the number of electrons in oxygen atom will be same as its atomic number, that is A, plus 2 extra electrons. So this will be 2 into 8, 16 plus 2, that is 18 electrons. So in which of the following we will have 18 electrons? In case of sulfur, we will have 16 electrons because its atomic number is 16. In case of fluorine F2, we have 2 fluorine atom and atomic number of 1 fluorine will be 9. This will be 18. In case of nitrogen, 2 nitrogen atom with atomic number 7, 14 electrons. In case of chlorine, 2 chlorine atom with atomic number. What is the atomic number of chlorine? 17. This will be 34. So correct answer will be 18, that is F2. Are you getting isoelectronic? Yes. Any doubt? Any doubt? Next topic we can discuss states of matter. States of matter. First of all, what is matter? Matter is anything which occupies space and have mass. In the formation of matter, or whenever there will be a state, there will be two parameters in any states of matter. Two parameters. Parameter number one is intermolecular interactions between the constituent particles, and constituent particles may be atoms, ions, or molecules. And second parameter is thermal energy. So by the combination of these two parameters, matter can exist in different states. So states of matter in which we are interested are solid, liquid, and gas. Solids, liquids, and gas. In solids, constituent particles are closely packed as compared to liquid and gas. In case of liquid, constituent particles are in intermediate position as compared to solids and liquids. Sorry, solids and gases, which means space between constituent particles in liquid will be greater than solid but less than gaseous state. And in gaseous state, constituent particles will be very far from each other, such that there will be no interaction between them. So in all the three states, we can justify it by the intermolecular space between the constituent particles. Second property in solid, liquid and gas is intermolecular forces of attraction. So in solid, intermolecular interaction or intermolecular force of attraction is maximum possible, and in gaseous state it is minimum possible or negligible. Liquid is the state of matter in which intermolecular attraction will be moderate, that is, it will be less than as compared to solid, but it will be greater than as compared to gaseous state. Third point is fluidity. In liquids and gases, molecular interaction is not very much strong, due to which particles of the liquid and gaseous state can move freely or can go from one point to another point. This property is known as fluidity. In simple words, liquids and gases can flow, but solids do not. Next property is diffusion. Diffusion is the intermixing property of constituent particles of one state with another state of matter. And you can clearly observe that mixing of gaseous particles will be far more easier than liquid and then solid. So diffusion rate will be maximum possible in gaseous state than liquid state, and it will be least possible in solid state. Next point is about melting point and boiling point. Since in solid state, all the particles are closely packed due to strong intermolecular interaction, and due to strong intermolecular interaction, melting point and boiling point of solids will be greater than liquid and gases. And if you want to have an order for melting point, boiling point in case of solid, liquid, gas, it will be maximum for solid, minimum for gaseous state, and intermediate for liquid. Next point is density. Again, in the same volume of solid, number of particles in solid will be maximum possible as compared to liquid and gas. So density of solids will be greater than liquid and gas, and order will be density will be maximum for solids, minimum for gases, and again intermediate for liquids. Sometimes liquids are also known as a special type of gases or highly viscous and dense gas. So liquid can also be treated as highly viscous and dense gas, which means concepts of gas can be applied for liquids also. Understood or any doubt in it? Yes, any doubt? Solids have definite shape and size, liquids do not. And gas can take entire volume of the container in which it will be placed. Liquid will take the shape of the container in which container you will put it. Now the interesting point is, out of these three states, solid, liquid and gases, we are interested in only one state, that is gaseous state. And in gaseous state, we have two types of gases. One is known as real gases, another one is ideal gas. And the definition for real gas and ideal gas is given by a gas equation, which is PV equals to nRT. In case of real gas, PV is not equals to nRT, but in case of an ideal gas, PV is equals to nRT. A real gas can behave as an ideal gas, or a real gas can be made into an ideal gas by changing certain parameters. And what are these parameters? If you want to make a real gas an ideal gas, you have to increase its temperature. So temperature must be high and pressure will be very low. So at high temperature, low pressure, a real gas can behave as an ideal gas. Understood or any doubt? In the above equation, PV equals to nRT. P is pressure of the gas. V is volume of the gas. N is number of moles of gas, or amount of gas is also sometime given as N. R is universal gas constant, which is constant. Universal gas constant, it will be constant for all type of gases. Its value is not going to change for any of the gas. It will be same for all the gases. That's why we are using the word universal. Yes, its value will be changed if you will change the unit of the parameters included in R. T is again temperature, but remember in this equation PV equals to 90, temperature has to be in kelvins. Understood or any doubt? Now from PV equals to nRT, we can explain different gaseous laws. First one, let's say N is constant. We have a given amount of gas at constant temperature. R is by itself constant. So according to this condition, we can say PV will be a constant. Let's say constant is K. So we can state that P will be K divided by V, which is given as P directly proportional 1 by V. This is known as Boyle's law, which implies that at constant temperature, volume of a given amount of gas can be decreased by increasing the pressure. And there will be increment or decrement by the same factor as we are changing in pressure. So if I will double the pressure, volume will be half, or if I will half the pressure, volume will be doubled. This is known as Boyle's law. Another format for Boyle's law is given as P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. Now we can define second law also. In that case, we have again N as constant. This time we are taking P as constant. R is constant by itself. Now we are left with V directly proportional T. So this relation V directly proportional T is known as Charles law, which states that for a given amount of gas at constant pressure, volume of a gas is directly proportional to temperature. If you will increase the temperature, volume will increase. If you will decrease the temperature, volume will decrease. But remember in this concept, temperature has to be in kelvins. Now we have third case is again N is constant. This time V is constant. R is constant always. So we are left with P directly proportional T. And this relation P directly proportional T is known as Gale-Effects law. V directly proportional T can also be given as V is equals to KT, which means V by T will be constant K. So you can write it as V1 by T1 is equals to V2 by T2. Next is number 4, which is known as Avogadro's law. It states that at constant at constant temperature, pressure and volume, all the gases have same number of moles, and hence same number of molecules, and number of atoms may be different. Number of atoms may be different. For example, we have PV equals to nRT, and out of this relation, if you will find out n number of moles, this will be PV divided by RT. Now let's say I have 4 different gases, A, B, C, and D. Let me take it as helium, hydrogen, SO2, or we can take what? Let's say nitrogen. And all these gases are at same temperature. Temperature is same for all the gases. Volume is same for all the gases. Pressure is also same for all the gases. R will always be same for all type of gases. So if you will look at P, V, T and R, all these factors are same for all the gases, which means PV by RT factor will be constant, which implies that number of moles of A will be same as number of moles of B, will be same as number of moles of C, will be same as number of moles of D, which means number of moles in helium gas will be same as number of moles of hydrogen gas, number of moles of SO2 gas, number of moles of nitrogen gas. Since number of moles are equal, therefore number of molecules will also be equal. So number of molecules of helium will be same as number of molecules of hydrogen, same as number of molecules of SO2 and nitrogen N2. Understood? Are you getting it or any doubt? Yes? Any doubt?
No, sir.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. From ideal gas equation PV equals to nRT, again we have a new type of equation which is known as combined equation of gases, or sometimes we call it as combined law. In this case, we have PV by T is equals to NR, and if N and R is constant, let's say we are given with a gas with finite value, that is finite number of moles, R will be constant. So this relation can also be written as PV equals to constant. This will be true if and only if N is fixed and given to you. So now you can state it as P1 V1 by T1 equals to P2 V2 by T2. This particular relation is known as combined equation of ideal gas or combined law. Remember, all these concepts are valid for ideal gas only. Only for ideal gas we are dealing all these concepts. Understood or any doubt? Next point is about relation between kinetic energy of a gas and temperature, which is a very important relation. Relation between kinetic energy of gaseous molecules and temperature. So this relation is kinetic energy Ke is 3 by 2 R into T, which means average kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. Greater is the temperature of gaseous sample, greater will be the kinetic energy of the molecules of gas. Greater kinetic energy indicates that gaseous molecules will move fast at faster rate, which means there will be rapid collisions. Understood or any doubt? Yes. Okay. And last one is van der Waals equation. Since PV equals to NIT is not valid for real gases. So for real gases, we have another equation which was given by van der Waals. Hence the name is van der Waals equation. Van der Waals equation is a modified ideal gas equation. So there will be certain changes in ideal gas equation which will give us van der Waals equation, and it will be valid for real gases as well as ideal gases. So PV equals to NIT is for ideal gas, and if you will change P parameter by P plus A upon V square and V parameter by V minus P is equals to NIT. This will be van der Waals equation for real gas. In this equation, A and B are known as van der Waals constant. Van der Waals constant. And the value of these constants for ideal gas, A will become 0, B will become 0. So if you will take the value of A and B as 0 in van der Waals equation, the equation will transform itself into PV equals to NIT, which is the ideal gas equation. So this implies that van der Waals equation is valid for real gases as well as for ideal gases. Understood? Okay, what was the topic in maths?
Operations on real functions.
Almost function is completed. Today we have to solve the questions. नेट वाले चले जाओ. First question is, if f of x is 3x plus 2 divided by 5x minus 3, then which is correct? First part is f inverse of x is f of x. Second part is f inverse of x is minus f of x. Third is f of x will be equals to minus x, and D is f inverse x is minus 1 by 19 times f of x. You have to select the correct option. So first of all, we can find out f inverse. So if f of x is 3x plus 2 divided by 5x minus 3. To find the inverse function of the given function, we will let it be y, and now we will simplify it to get x in terms of y. So if you will cross multiply, this will be 5xy minus 3y is equals to 3x plus 2. Take 3x on another side and 3y on the right hand side. This will be 5xy minus 3x is equals to 3y plus 2. If you will take x common, this will be 5y minus 3 is equals to 3y plus 2. So x in terms of y will be 3y plus 2 divided by 5y minus 3. And when you will write it as f inverse x, in place of y you have to replace x. So this will be 3x plus 2 upon 5x minus 3. Is it the same function? F of x is 3x plus 2 by 5x minus 3. So you will get the same function, which means f inverse x is f of x. So option A will be correct. Understood?
सर एक बार रिपीट कर दो सर.
Okay, to get inverse of a function, what we do is that we will take the original function equal to y, and then we will simplify it in such a way that x will be in terms of y. So we have to simplify the function to get x in terms of y. When you will get x in terms of y, that will be the inverse function. And to write down the inverse function, you just have to replace y with x. So in this question, I let it equals to y. Then I will cross multiply to simplify it in terms of y. For that, I get x is equals to 3y plus 2 upon 5y minus 3. So this particular given arrangement is the inverse function. And to write it in terms of x, I will replace y with x. So f inverse x will be 3x plus 2 over 5x minus 3, which is same as the original function, which implies that f inverse x is same as f of x. So option A will be correct. Understood or any doubt?
Understood, sir.
Okay. Next part. Next is, or there may be another way also to proceed it. Let's say I want to check whether option A is correct or not. And if option A is correct, then the composition of f inverse with f will be identity function. So what you can do is that you can put f of x in f of x as input and then simplify it. If it turn out to be identity function, the option will be correct. Identity function is y equals to x, which means in this case, f of f x on simplification will give x. Are you getting it? Next question is, if f of x is x minus 1 upon x plus 1, then find f of 2x. Options are, option A is f of x plus 1 upon f of x plus 3. Option B is 3 times f of x plus 1 upon f of x plus 3. Option C is f of x plus 3 over f of x plus 1. And option D is f of x plus 3 divided by 3 times f of x plus 1. So how will you solve it? F of x is given to us x minus 1 upon x plus 1, and we have to find out f of 2x. So if you want to find out f of 2x, the simple and the straightforward way will be, you will substitute 2x in place of x in function f of x. And if you will do so, the function look like 2x minus 1 upon 2x plus 1. But options are not in this format. Options are in the form of f of x. So this approach will not work. To deal with such type of question, you can go by element selection method. You can select a particular value of x and substitute this value in the original function and substitute the same value into the given options and check which will give the same answer. So what I will try to do is that I will take x as 1. So if you will take x as 1 and you will put x here, this will be f of 2. And f of 2 from here will be what? 2 minus 1 by 2 plus 1, that is 3. So f of 2 is 1 by 3. Now I will put the value of x equals to 1 into the options, and I will try to understand which option will give me the same answer as 1 by 3. So if you will put x equals to 1 in the original function, that will be f of 1. And according to the definition, this will be 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 over 2 will be 0. So f of 1 is 0. And if you will put here 0, this will be 0. This will be 0. This will also be 0. This will be 0. This will be 0. 0 and 0. So you will get 1 by 3 here and here. Remaining two options will be 3 by 1 and 3 by 1. So option C and option D is not possible. Now we are left with two options. Either the answer will be A or it will be B. Now to distinguish between A and B, I have to take another possible value. So let's say if I take x equals to 0, in this case, x equals to 0 will give f of 0. And from here, f of 0 will be minus 1. So which option will give me answer as minus 1 on putting 0? So if you will put 0, this will give minus 1. And this will be minus 1 plus 1. This will be 0. In this case, if you will take 0, this will be minus 1. So 3 into minus 1, minus 2 plus 1 upon minus 1 plus 3. This will be how much? Minus 1. This will be 2. And in this case, I will get 0. प्रॉब्लम हो गई भाई, इसमें तो नहीं बन रहा. C option is f of x plus 3 over f of x plus 1, and D is f of x plus 3 over 3 times f of x plus 1. Okay, let me try it again. If I take x as 0, f of 2x will be f of 2 into 0, that is f of 0. And from the definition of the function f of x minus 1 over x plus 1, f of 0 will be 0 minus 1 upon 0 plus 1, that is minus 1. So on putting x equals to 0 in f of 2x, I will get minus 1. Now I will check which option will give us minus 1 on putting 0. So if I take f of 0, this will be minus 1. So option A will be minus 1 plus 1 over minus 1 plus 3, that is 0. And f of 2x is minus 1, which means option A is not the answer. If we will look at B option, this is 3 into f of x, and we are putting x as 0. So this will be 3 into f of 0. F of 0 is minus 1. This will be 3 into minus 1. 3 into minus 1 is minus 3. Minus 3 plus 1 minus 2 divided by minus 1 plus 3 will be 2, and 2 divided with minus 2 will be 1 with minus sign. So here we get minus 1, and here also we get minus 1, which means option B will be the correct option. Option is not the answer. Option C and option D are already eliminated by taking x equals to 1. Or if you will take 0 here, this will be minus 1 plus 3 minus 2 upon minus 1 plus 1, 0, not defined, is not possible. And this will be minus 1 plus 3 minus 2 divided by 3 into minus 1 minus 3 plus 1. So this will again be, and this will be plus 2, and this will be minus 2. So here also we will get minus 1. But if you will put x equals to 1, then this option will be cancelled. This option will be valid. So correct option will be B option. Are you getting it? Next question is, f is defined from set R to R. Be a function defined by f of x equals to cos of 5x plus 2. Then f is options are injective, option B surjective, option C bijective, and option D none of these. Injective is known as 1-1, and surjective is on to. Bijective means injective and surjective both, which means 1-1 on to, or none of these. So if you want to check whether the given function is on to or not, just try to find out its range. So according to the question, codomain of the function f is R. What will be range of function f? So function f of x is cos of 3x plus, sorry, cos of 5x plus 2, right? Cos of 5x plus 2. Now we all know that whatever be the input in cos or sine, the answer will be between -1 to 1. So for x belongs to R, cos of 5x plus 2 will always have its value in between -1 to 1, which implies that its range will be -1 to 1. And codomain is R. Clearly, range is not equals to codomain, which implies that given function f of x is not onto. F of x is not onto, which means it is into. So option B is not possible. If B is not possible, C is not possible. Now we are left with only two options. Either it is 1, 1 or the option will be none of these. Check whether the cos is 1, 1 or not. In this case, we have f of x is equals to cos of 5x plus 2. And cos is defined for all real values of x. Will it be 1, 1 or not? So for 1, 1, we have a concept which is we will take f of x1 is equals to f of x2 and we will try to solve it. If we get x1 equals to x2, the function will be 1, 1. Otherwise, it will be many 1. So if you will take f of x1 equals to f of x2, this will be cos of 5x1 plus 2 equals to cos of 5x2 plus 2. And in that case, you know that if we have cos x equals to cos y, x can be given as n pi or yes, 2n pi plus alpha, that is 5x2 plus 2, and n belongs to z. So clearly, in this case, there are not only one possible values at which cos will have the same output. There are different possible values of x for which it will have the same value. Again, you can also state that if you will look at f of, let me call it as g of x, this will be 5x plus 2. And 5x plus 2 will give all possible real values at output, which means input of the cos function is entire x-axis. And now if you will plot the graph for cos, it will go like this, which implies that the cos will attain different values for different angles. This is one input, this is another input, and output will be same. So this will be many one function, f of x, that is cos of 5x plus 2 will be many one function. So it is not 1, 1 also, which means A is also wrong. So correct option will be D. Understood or any doubt? Next question is, f of x is equals to log of 1 plus x upon 1 minus x, and g of x is 3x plus x cube divided by 1 plus 3x square. You have to find out the value of f of g of x. So what will be the value of f of g of x in this case? Options are option A minus f of x, option B 3 times f of x, option C f of x whole cube, option D none of these. So to simplify this question, again we have two methods. One is traditional, in which we can solve it by putting g of x into f of x as input, and on simplification we will get some answer. Accordingly we will manage the option. Another way is you can take a certain value of x and put it into the function and get a finite value and check which option will give that finite value. So let's say f of x is log of 1 plus x upon 1 minus x, and g of x is 3x plus x cube over 1 plus 3x square. If you want to find out f of g of x, this will be f of g of x, which means in function f, in place of input, we will have g of x. So this will be log 1 plus g of x upon 1 minus g of x. If you will simplify it, this will be log 1 plus g of x is 3x plus x cube divided by 1 plus 3x square over 1 minus. So this will be 1 minus 3x plus x cube divided by 1 plus 3x square. And if you will simplify it, this will be log of 1 plus 3x square plus 3x plus x cube divided by 1 plus 3x square, which will be cancelled out by the denominator factor. It will be 1 plus 3x square minus 3x minus x cube. So this will be log of x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1 divided by if you will arrange minus sign, this will be x cube minus 3x square minus 1 plus 3x. Take minus outside. Now this expression is a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus 3b square a, according to which this will be x plus 1 whole cube, and in denominator it will be x minus 1 whole cube with minus sign. If you will adjust the minus sign, this will be x plus 1 upon 1 minus x whole cube, and 3 will come into the multiplication according to property of log. So this will be 1 plus x upon 1 minus x, which was the original function. So this will be 3 times f of x, which means correct option will be B. This is one approach which is traditional, which is the basic method to deal it. But if you want to solve it in minimum possible time, what you can do is that select any specific value of x and find out which option will give a finite value in that case. So let's say I take x as 1 So if you will put here 1, this will be 3 into 1 plus 1, that is 4. This will be 3 into 1 plus 1, that will again be 4. So this will be 1, which means g of 1 is 1. So if you will put here 1, this will be f of g of 1, which means this will be f of 1. And if you will take f of 1 here, this will be 1 plus 1 by 1 minus 1, that is 2 by 0, which is infinity. So which option will give me same answer? Okay. According to 1, we cannot decide because this will become not defined. So take another value. In place of 1, let's say I take 0 for x. So if you will put 0 here, this will be 3 into 0, that is 0 plus 0, 0. So 0 will be 0. So this will be f of 0. And f of 0 will be 1 plus 0 by 1 minus 0, that is log 1. And log 1 will be again 0. So which option can give us 0? Again, all the three options can give 0. This also, this also, this also. So 0 is not working. Take another value. Let's say this time I take 2. So this will be how much? 3 into 2, 6 plus 2 cube. 2 cube is 8. 6 plus 8 will be 14. This will be 2 square. 4. 4 into 3, 12. 12 plus 1, 13. This will be 13. Now take f of 14 by 13. This will be log of 1 plus 14 by 13 upon 1 minus 14 by 13, which will be 13 plus 14, that is 27, upon 13 minus 14 minus 1. So this will be 3 cube. 3 will come outside and this will be log 3. So this type of arrangement will be in option B, which means option B will be correct answer. Are you getting it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Next question is find the range of mod x minus 4 by x minus 4. Option A minus 1 comma 1. Option B minus 2 comma 2. Option C R whole real number. And option D Z. What will be the range? So if you will look at the function, this function is somewhat like mod x by x, which was signum x. And the range of signum x was minus 1, 0, and plus 1. So this function will behave as signum x and its range will be -1, 0 and +1. So option A will be the right option, -1, 1. Next question is you have to find the range of square root 16 minus x square. Options are closed interval 0 to 4, closed interval -4, 4, all real numbers, or none of these. So if we are having a square root function, to define a square root function, it has to be greater than equals to 0. In that case, x square minus 16 has to be less than equals to 0. So this will be x plus 4, x minus 4 less than equals to 0. If you will plot it on number line, this will be -4 and +4, plus minus plus. So this will be less than 0 in between -4 to 4 with closed interval. So range will be -4 to 4. Now onwards, you can remember this. If you have a function like this, square root of a square minus x square, in that case, range will always be minus a to a. If you have square root of x square minus a square, in that case, range will be minus infinity to minus a union a to infinity. So if I write a question for you, 9 minus x square, what will be its range? 9 minus x square is 3 square minus x square, which implies that its range is going to be between -3 to 3. And if I write the same question as x square minus 9, in that case, this will be square root of x square minus 3 square. And in that case, range will be minus infinity to -3 union 3 to infinity. So this is the trick. You can remember it. If there are questions of such type, you can directly find out the range. Any doubt? Yes, any doubt?
No,
Okay. Let's say question is f of x equals to 1 by root of 9 minus x square. What will be the domain in this case? Oh no. This is not range. This is domain. This is what? Domain. 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 And domain. But we have to find out range. Right? Let me solve it for range. The question was 16 minus x square. 16 minus x square. What will be its range? Now for range, we know that square root function goes something like this. So from the standard graph of square root function, it is clear that its output is never going to be negative, which means it can give minimum possible value 0. It will not be less than 0 in any case. It may be positive, but it is not going to be less than 0. Now we will check whether it will take 0 or no. So if you will look at it, if you will put x as +4 or -4, this will be 0, which means this given function root of 16 minus x square will attain 0. Now we will go for the maximum possible value. Because it is 16 minus x square, so it is clear that it is not going to be increasing always. At certain possible points, it will be 0. If we will increase the value of x, it will be 0 at 4. And its domain is, if you will look at the domain, its domain is between -4 to 4. At extreme points -4 and 4, it will give 0. So it will attain maximum possible value at what point? If you will make this particular arrangement minimum possible, and x square can be minimum possible 0 only. So if you will put x as 0, this will be root of 16, and root of 16 will be 4, which means range of the given function is from 0 to 4. So if you are looking for trick here, it will be like this. If we have a square minus x square, its domain is obviously minus a to a, and its range will be from 0 to a. So if I give you find the range of this one. So first of all, its domain. Its domain will be -3 to 3, and its range will be 0 to 3. Are you getting it? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir, understand. Yes, sir,
There is
understand.
another approach for the same question. Let's say I want to find out range y of the function. You can also deal it in this way, square on both sides. This will become x square plus a square, y square equals to a square, which is the equation of circle. So if you will plot the graph for the given equation, the graph will go something like this. This will be a circle with radius a unit. So this point will be 0, comma a. This point will be a comma 0, and this point will be minus a comma 0. Now if you want to have y as root of a square minus x square, so you can understand that y square is a square minus x square, and root of a square minus x square means from this curve we are getting this. So in that case, we will erase the downward curve. So the graph for root of a square minus x square will become something like this. And this point is minus a comma 0. This point is a comma 0. So from the curve, it is clear that its range will be minus a to a. Sorry, its domain will be minus a to a, and its range will be from this point to this point. This point is 0, and this point is 0 comma a. So range will be 0 to a. This is also a way to solve it. Are you getting it?
Sir.
Yes or no? Okay, now in general aptitude, we were doing clock. So we will solve some questions. Okay. First question is, find the angle between hour hand and minute hand at 1:30 p.m. So how will you find it?
Sir, 135 degree.
Okay, let's check what will be the angle. So how will you solve it? One approach is, you can go by the core concept, that is, find the total angle traveled by the hour end and minute end and take the difference. So let's say first of all I will find out for hour end. So total time is 1 hour plus 30 minutes. 30 minute means 30 by 60, that is 1 plus 1 by 2 hours. So this will be 3 by 2 hours. Hour end will travel how much angle in 1 hour? 30 degree. So in 3 by 2 hour it will move 30 into 3 by 2, right? So this will be how much? 45 degree. And if you will find the angle for 30 minutes, for minute hand, we have 30 minutes. So how much angle it will travel in 30 minutes? Yes. In 1 minute, minute hand travel how much angle in 1 minute? 6 degree. So in 30 minutes, it will go how much? 180 degree. So what will be the angle between them? Take the difference. 180 minus 45. How much? 135 will be the answer. Or there is another approach. To know the angle between minute hand and hour hand, you can go by the formula mod 30h minus 11 by 2 minutes. So if you will go by this formula 30, what will be the value of h in this case? H is hours, that will be 1, minus 11 by 2 into minute. Minute is 30. So this will be 30 minus how much? 11 into 15, 165. So this will be how much? Again 135 will be. Are you getting it how to solve it? So there are two different ways. Either you can deal it separately, find the overall angle traveled by Rn, find the overall angle traveled by minute hand, and take the difference. Or you can go by the formula. Understood? हाँ 360 माइनस करके 180 से बढ़ाया था Next question is, at what time between 2 and 3 o'clock will the hands of the clock be together? Will the hands of the clock be together? Be together. हेलो भाई, मेरा लेक्चर है। हाँ हाँ, 10 कौन पे के वाले। So question is, at what time between 2 and 3 o'clock will the hands of the clock be together? So how will you solve it? Uh, at 2 o'clock, our hand will be at 2, and when it is 3 o'clock, our hand will be at 3, which means our hand is moving between 2 and 3. And if you want to make them together, then minute hand has to travel in such a way that in between 2 and 3, it will come together with our hand. And we know that minute hand move faster than our hand. So in how much time they will be together? First of all, we will check the time in which they will be together, and then we will find out the time at which they will be together. So first of all, we will find out simply in minutes. If we look at the situation, this is 12, this is 1, and this is 2. And it is 2 o'clock. Our end will be here, minute end will be here. So this is the case. So there are 10-minute difference between minute hand and hour hand. And we know that 55 minutes are gained by minute hand in 60 minutes. So 55 minutes will be gained or will be covered if it moves 60 minutes, which means for 1 minute it will be 60 by 55. And if we want to gain 10 minutes, because at 3 o'clock this will be somewhere here. So minute hand has to travel in such a way that when it goes from 2 to 3, it will come together with it. So for 10 minutes, how much time it will take to cover? 60 by 55 into 10. This will be how much? This will be how much? This will be, we will divide it by 5. This will be 11. This will be 12. So this will be 10 into 12 by 11. So 120 by 11, right? And this will be 10 and 10 by 11. If you will divide it, 11, 120. This will be 1. We are left with 1. Then we will take 0. And 0. Then it will be 100. So this will be, or let me write it in fraction. So this will be what? 10 and 10 by 11. Which means to gain 10 minutes, it has to travel 10 and 10 by 11 minutes. So the hand will coincide after 2 o'clock. So after 2 o'clock and 10 and 10 by 11 minutes. So when this will be the time, hour end and minute end will be together. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Question is, how many rotations will the hour hand of a clock completing 72 hours? So if you have 72 hours, how many rotations will be completed by hour end? Options are 3, 6, 9, 12. What will be the answer?
6, sir, 6.
How will you solve it? We know that in 12 hours, one rotation is completed. So in 1 hour, 1 by 12 rotations will be completed. And in 72 hours, this will be 1 by 12 into 72, which will give us total 6 rotations. So correct answer will be option D. Next question is, through what angle does the minute hand of a clock turn in 5 minutes? Turn in 5 minutes. Options are 30 degree, 32 degree, 35 degree, and 36 degree. So in 5 minutes, how much angle is traveled by minute hand? Again, straightforward. Minute hand cover 6 degree in 1 minute. So in 5 minutes, it will cover how much? 6 into 5, that is 30 degree. So option A will be correct answer. Are you getting it? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Next question is, this is again simple. The angle between the minute end and the hour end of a clock when the time is 8:30 is, options are 80 degree, 75 degree, 60 degree, and 105 degree. How will you solve it? Yes, to know the angle, you can apply the formula 30 into hours minus 11 by 2 into minutes. So in this case, this will be mod 30 into 8 hours will be there minus 11 by 2 into minutes is 30. So this will be how much? 30 into 8, 240 minus 15 into 11 will be how much? 165. What will be the angle? 240 minus 165, 75. So correct answer will be B option. Next question is, the reflex angle between the hands of a clock at 10:25. Option A is 180 degree. Option B is 192 and half degree. Option C is 195 degree. And option D is 197 and half degree. Solve it. What is the answer? Angle will be 13 hours minus 11 by 2 minutes. 13 2. This is 10:25. 11 by 2 into 25. So this will be how much? 300 minus 25 into 11 will be how much?
Sir,
265.
127.5.
So this will be 600 minus 265 by 2. Am I right? What is the value of 600 minus 265? Yes. 600 minus 265.
Sir, 335.
335 by 2. To simplify it, this will be
Sir,
2 1 ja 1.
162.5.
And we will left with 13. Na? So this will be
Sir, 162.5.
100.
62.5.
62.5. And for reflex angle,
Divide by
you
360.
can
Oh,
subtract it
sorry.
from 360.
Subtract. Yes.
How much will be this? 360 minus 162.5. Yes. 360 minus 162.5 will be how much?
Sir, 197.5.
197.5 means 197 and half. So this will be the correct.
Yes.
Question is, the minute arm of a clock is 10 centimeter long. The number of minutes taken by the tip. The number of minutes taken by the tip of the arm to travel a length of 10 centimeter is nearly equal to option A 5, option B 10, option C 15, option D 20. Next question is the angle between hands of a clock at 4:25 a.m. is option A 13 and half, option B 17 and half, option C 14 and half, option D 12 and half. Next question is,
A.
yes, a clock is started at noon by 10 minutes past 5. The hour hand has turned to what angle? Option A 145 degree, option B 150 degree, option C 155 degree, option D 160 degree. बस हो गया। ये क्वेश्चन करके देखना घर से, पीडीएफ भेजता हूँ, डाउनलोड करना। Study at 17. पकड़ दूं, बाय बाय करो। ये डाउनलोड कर लो भाई पीडीएफ। कर लिया डाउनलोड? डाउनलोड कर लिया क्या?
नो सर।
डाउनलोड कर लो जल्दी। चार्जिंग होती है ना। इरेज कैसे करूंगा? हो गया डाउनलोड? आज क्या है? थर्सडे ना?